Okay, so AI, right? Everyone's talking about it, but are we really thinking about it? Today we're diving into the dark side of AI, and let's just say it's not all sunshine and robots making us smoothies.
It really makes you wonder, like, AI has this incredible potential to, change the world, but change can be, well, kind of scary if we don't understand what we're getting into.
That's exactly what this source got me thinking about. Like, yeah, AI can be amazing, but what about the, I don't know, the unintended consequences, the stuff we don't see coming until it's, well, staring us in the face? The dark side of AI lays it out there, and one of the big ones that hit me was, well, bias.
Yeah, bias is a tricky one. It's like AI is only as good as the data we feed it. So if the data is biased, guess what?
The AI is going to be biased too.
Yeah.
It's like that old saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. And we're seeing real world examples of this, like with facial recognition software. The dark side of AI brought up how these systems can have higher error rates for people of color, which is, well, it's not just a technical glitch, it's a social justice issue.
Like, these systems are being used in really high-stakes situations like law enforcement,
Yeah.
and if they're biased,
Hmm.
that has, well, huge implications for people's lives.
Absolutely. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about how it's developed, deployed, and, who it ultimately benefits and who it might disadvantage.
And it's not just about bias, right? There's also this whole other side of AI that feels, well, a little creepy. That's about surveillance.
Yeah, AI surveillance is, it's becoming more and more pervasive, isn't it? I mean, you've got facial recognition, you've got predictive policing, you've got all these systems that are collecting and analyzing data about us all the time.
So it's like we're always being watched, even if we don't realize it.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's kind of unsettling. What does that even do to us as, like, individuals?
Well, that's what the source talks about, right? This idea of a chilling effect. Like, if you know you're being watched all the time, are you going to be less likely to speak your mind, to challenge the status quo?
It's like Big Brother, but it's like big algorithm or something.
Exactly. And it's not just about governments watching us, right? It's corporations too. They're using AI to track our online behavior, our shopping habits, everything.
So they can target us with ads, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also, I don't know, it feels like a loss of control, you know? Like, where does it end?
That's the big question, isn't it? And then, of course, there's the whole issue of job displacement.
Ah, the robots are coming for our jobs. I mean, I've joked about it, but it's a real concern, right?
It is, and the dark side of AI doesn't sugarcoat it, but it also points out that AI isn't just about replacing jobs, it's about changing them.
So it's like we need to adapt, learn new skills.
Exactly. We have to be adaptable and, embrace lifelong learning because the jobs of tomorrow, they might not even exist yet.
Okay, that's actually kind of exciting when you put it that way. But this next part is definitely not exciting. It's actually kind of scary. The dark side of AI talks about something called, I think it was adversarial attacks.
Oh, yeah, adversarial attacks. So basically, this is where someone messes with the AI system, like intentionally tries to trick it.
Trick it how? Like, what does that even mean? Give me an example.
Okay, so imagine a self-driving car, right? It relies on its AI to read road signs. But what if someone put a sticker on a stop sign that's invisible to the human eye, but makes the AI think it's, I don't know, a speed limit sign?
Whoa. Okay, that's terrifying.
Right. And it's not just self-driving cars. Any AI system that relies on sensors or data from the outside world could be vulnerable to these kinds of attacks.
So it's like the AI could be making life or death decisions based on, like, bad information.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't even know it.
Exactly. And that brings up a whole host of ethical questions, like who's responsible when an AI system makes a mistake? The programmer, the user.
It's like we're putting so much trust in these systems, but are they even capable of, like, being trustworthy? It's like trusting a robot to, I don't know, babysit your kids.
Well, maybe not that extreme, but you get the point. And then there's the whole question of what happens to us, as humans when we become so reliant on AI.
Right, right. It's like, are we losing something in the process? Like, I don't know, our ability to think for ourselves or our empathy.
That's what worries a lot of people, and the source touches on this too. It's this idea that if we're constantly interacting with machines, are we going to lose our ability to connect with each other?
It's like we're already so glued to our phones and, social media isn't always so social.
Right, it's a double-edged sword. So, yeah, I think it's a valid concern. We have to be mindful of the potential downsides of AI, even as we're, excited about the possibilities.
So basically, it's like we need to go into this with our eyes wide open.
Exactly. We need to be asking the tough questions, having these conversations, and, demanding transparency and accountability from the people developing and deploying these systems.
Because, like you said at the beginning, AI have the potential to change the world.
It does. And it's up to us to make sure it's for the better.
Oof, okay. That was a lot. I don't know about you, but I'm going to go unplug for a bit and, like, have a real human conversation with someone.
Sounds like a plan.